Hi, all you squatchers out there. I'm Jason Colley from East Bradford, Pennsylvania, Bigfoot Research Group. I've been pretty much uh, in a cave pretty much for the last few months because of flare ups from gallbladder uh, incidents. So I'm slowly coming out. I have a surgery. I have the surgery of the gallbladder next month, and hopefully I can get back out in the field again and start to do some research. And I mean, it would be really awesome to do for sure. What I'm going to be talking about, folks, is I'm going to be talking about let's talk Bigfoot. So we're going to be talking about a lot of different ideas, ideologies, a lot of different points of view, pretty much of what Bigfoot is, what I think he is, and what um, differences that he does and whatnot. So, first of all, I would like to thank all the subscribers. Got up to 100 and something. Thank you guys so much. And I'm hoping and willing to do my best this year, this spring, summer, and fall to get everybody some great footages out there of some squatches. We're going to be going into some really hot spot areas that over the past 2 years, in 2017 and 18, that I put together, and we found some good hot spot areas. I'm going to go in those areas that we had the activity, and see if we get anything rolling, and hopefully we get some good stuff going on. I'm hoping. I am hoping, folks. So right now, I'm sharing some stuff. I'm sharing this broadcast to Facebook and around to other spots as well. And then we will get going live and get to talk a little bit about Bigfoot. So bear with me right now, and we will get to where we got to go here. So winter is almost already. Uh, I honestly think we've had a great winter up here in Pennsylvania. Not too much snow, but we did have some cold days and whatnot. But we're going to be going into March here rather quickly, and I'm very happy about that. I would also like to thank Tommy Cooper and the gangs from the whole gang from Cryptovania for all that they do for us, putting us on Roku. Yes, we are on Roku channel under Cryptovania. If you jump on in there, it's an app, and there's a lot of other Bigfoot organizations and so on and so forth that are connected to all that as well. Okay. So did my sharing, and I would like to say thank you for everybody out there to that has subscribed to my channels from Facebook to YouTube to all the way around. I want to thank you again for your participation, jumping on board and stuff like that. It's been a long haul going through these stages for gallbladder issues. I have flare ups, and it's pain in the butt, pretty much. So we're going to jump on board here. So let's talk Bigfoot. I'm sorry, I got a lot of phlegm down in there. So, what is Bigfoot? Where does it come from? Where does it originate and everything else like that? Well, I believe that it's a hybrid between a man and some type of other being of an ape or so on and so forth in that category. And I believe that it does roam around in the United States from state to state, from part to part, and I believe it got here thousands and thousands of years ago, of how it all connected, all the continents connected, everything else like that. There was a way that it migrated. Now, there's a lot of people that believe that Bigfoot, robbers, different like robbers or whatever, they would not robbers. What am I talking about? But people would trap them and bring them in here illegally somehow. There's all kinds of fantasies about all that, but I truly believe that it is a hybrid between an ape and man, and somehow it is originated in the past years and thousands of years ago. I truly believe that there's a lot of abilities that Bigfoot has and does. Like one is infrasound. We've been doing study on infrasound when we were going out in the field, and the last place that we did was Kenzu. No, the last place that we did was in an area here in Pennsylvania, around the city area, up north towards the Allegheny State Park border or boundary, which is called Indian Pipeline Road. And Lucas and I went up there, and we got some very interesting things happen to us, like whistles, like a little faint whistles, and also some other things that didn't make no sense. Sounds. There was more sounds. We went down in the area and that we believed that the sounds were coming from and everything. I mean, there was a lot of deer tracks, a lot of I seen coyote tracks and stuff like that. So there's no way they can whistle like that. And it was so cold that night. It was probably, I would say, about 5 below zero. And normally our cutoff temperature for doing our research is 30 degrees is our cutoff because of all of our equipment and stuff failing. So we got a lot of activity there, and we left that area. We used infrasound. As soon as we used infrasound in that area, we got some activity. Now how we do infrasound is I have an app that does low frequencies, really low frequencies, and basically we stream it through or connect it through the USB or Bluetooth device speaker, and then we blast it out and we see what kind of responses we get. That's what we basically do. And it's very interesting on the responses that we got in the last 2 spots in 2 places. And one of them, we had a response up at the Kenzu Bridge area. We got an infrasound sound back to us. You can watch the videos. They're available here on YouTube, on our channel here on YouTube. You can check them out and check them out yourself and see what you think. But I was so excited about the infrasounds we got back to us, and it was exciting because infrasound is a low frequency sound, and in most cases you cannot, it's not detectable by the human ear, but there is still that possibility that you can hear infrasound from wavelengths making different, like woo, 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 like sounds like that, or you hear it making sounds like clicking sounds, like sounds that make different frequencies. But the military uses infrasound against the enemy. It's basically a big, huge wand thing that they, not wand, but it's not a wand, but it's a big, huge, I don't know, box thing, and they blast it out like a speaker. They blast it out to the people to disperse them, and if it hits you hard, and you can sense it, and it's very interesting. Like, we've been studying this infrasound for quite a while, and we're still utilizing it. And we're going to be utilizing it this week, or not this week. am I talking about? This season and this year. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about hopefully a lot of good things happening this year. But I got to get this gallbladder out because it is one sick. It hits me hard, and I tried to do Bigfooting last month. I tried to go out on a little excursion myself, and no, it hurt so bad I had to come back in. I was by myself, so it wasn't a good idea. So I would rather just keep it low until we get it out, and then recover. You know, I have a gym here basically in here where I live. I can actually work out and get myself back back on the road again. And I'm very excited about what's going to be for this year. But to get back to Bigfoot, that's what I believe, that he has many different abilities that it does. One of them is infrasound, and who knows whatever else that it has the abilities of, because nobody really knows. There's so many people that believe that it utilizes like GPS, like electromagnetic fields and a lot of different things like that. The only thing that I've experienced so far and with it is the infrasound communications, and I've had so much fun, over the past 2 years, doing Bigfoot. And I have had a lot of blast, and a lot of the stuff is very unexplained. The things that we hear, the things that we see, is unexplained. And I'm not just some rookie man that just goes out in the field and just says, okay, oh, that's Bigfoot, this is Bigfoot, that's big. I don't do that. What I do is I use common sense and like tree bends and different kinds of tree structures. I look at them and I figure, okay, could this be Bigfoot, or could it be natural or from a human, And I would say definitely probably almost 99, maybe 98% is human and weather. But there's those others that just don't make sense, and it's too high for a human to bend over. And you could see, how I test this theory out, and how you can get the smarts as well, is to do this. Instead of just going out and looking at all these tree structures and everything else like that and saying, oh, they're all Bigfoot, use common sense and do this, okay? Take a tree anywhere out back your house or wherever. Take a tree, bend it over, okay, down to your height. Just bend it over, and then look at it and say, so that's what it would look like if a human did it. Okay. So Bigfoot is classified as basically hybrid human of some sort. So when you go into the woods, you look at the same thing, but higher up. Okay. You always look up higher because this thing is a lot taller. So if you find anything like the tree breaks that you've seen that breaks it over, and it classifies as the same thing that you did for an experiment, you can say, wow, I think that was a squatch. Now, here's the thing. Make sure that you look around and make sure there's no other trees that have fell on that and pushed it down and whatnot. Sorry about that. Just look around, see if there's anything that is characterized as like something else that fell on it, pushed it over and down, something like that. Most of the stuff that has been occurring with us is in this one area is erosion, like so much moisture underneath the ground pushing up the roots, and the trees are coming over. Now there are some though that literally are bent over, and it makes us really, really wonder what is there. You know what I mean? Was that really from a Squatch? Was it from the weather? You know, it really is puzzling. So then what you do is once you classify that as possible Bigfoot, then you put a camera in the area, make sure it's hidden, and descent the camera, make sure it's descented. It is it's a gamble with the camera because they can sense that it's there. I don't know how they do it, from it clicking, from they can hear it, from something they can characterize that the camera's there. But it's just a gamble. The whole thing is a gamble. So you just throw it in there, put it, and leave it there. If you can, put a satellite thing on the camera and extra batteries or whatever to keep it there forever if you can. Hide it very well, and then just see, what happens. Last year, we have an airsoft. We had an airsoft base that we had, so we made this tarp, and we put tarp around, and it was like a blind, and then it kept getting tore open. The one side would always be tore down. It's like we would go up, it would be tore down, it would be up, tore down. Every week, every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we would go up there and it'd be tore down. So I'm like, all right, well, okay, we'll see if this is a Squatch. So I put up a camera. Nothing came around. So go figure. That's kind of interesting. If it was a bear, the bears would continue to rip it down or whatnot. Another thing is we put the camera up as the little trail, because I seen this trail being opened up, and I put it up on the tree, and all of a sudden we got a great footage the next day, and it was literally not the next day, but about a week. We went up, we checked the camera, and then you could see, and it was a video of something there pushing it over, and you could see it. It was so interesting. So interesting. But you could see the fur, but you couldn't see, the face, or, it kind of looked like a hand, but I don't know. The camera was, I would say, about 5.5 feet off the ground onto the tree. And this happened in this area that Tommy Cooper helped us with. And we got a report from my other team members or group, because I haven't been able to get out. So they went up, checked that area out about 2 weeks ago, or about 3 weeks ago. And they came back to tell me that there's trees down everywhere up there, and they're folded over the trails. And, it's been a very interesting winter for sure, with rain and stuff. So there's a good possibility a lot of that is weather related, but I haven't been able to get up there, and it's agitating me because I want to get up there and I want to check this out. But I will be making it up there relevantly soon. And I will be probably live broadcasting it up there and showing everybody what's up there, and be there in a day. But I want to see if those trees are weather related, or Bigfoot related, or just, human related. I mean, people do, they love hoaxes, and people love doing that stuff. Why do you think it's taken so long? Why do you think it's taken so long to find Bigfoot? Seriously, you know what I mean? It's because you get these jokers out there that they just continue to do hoaxing and just goofing around. And I'm not, people like that irritate me. They really do. So anyways, Bigfoot, under my classifications, is a hybrid of some type. Comes in many different colors, pretty much. Because the reason why I say that is because last year we seen one in the we were coming back home from the Allegheny State Park. We were heading up to we left the summit, and then we headed back towards Bradford. We started heading up on the big turn. There's a big turn there, and it's a big valley, beautiful valley. And got up on that last turn that heads up towards the top of the hill, and then there was 3 deer in the road. And I'm looking at the deer, and my buddy is looking away from the deer, and the deer are looking at something up the, that's about maybe 40 yards in my high beams. So I'm just sitting there trying to figure all this out, and I'm like, why are these deer like so close to this car? And I'm looking at the deer, and I looked over at Devin, and I looked at him, and he's looking straight up, and I seen something gray and white, bipedal, tall, but I don't know, I would say about 6 feet maybe. I can't really tell how high it was, but it was literally right there on the side of the bush line, the tree line, ready to go in. And it was looking at him, and then it just finally went in, and I could kick myself right in the butt not having my camera out, but I don't think the camera would have picked up anything, but it had, So that's one of the things that we do now is we make sure that when we are leaving, when we're in the road, because you never know, most people see Bigfoot crossing the road. I mean, that's just a given. And that was definitely a rookie mistake, and I could kick myself right in the butt. So anyways, we went up there in the spring, or no, in the fall, late fall. As a matter of fact, it was snowing. We didn't really have a fall. It snowed a lot in the fall. And, we went up there on that turn, and we parked there this year, and it was snowing. And, oh, my gosh, I heard tree knocks. We got tree knocks. We got something that came down off the hill and was ready to cross the road. And I was waiting for it to cross the road and never crossed the road because I would have had it on my thermal. It was right there, and then it went back up in the bush. And I drove up this road looking for the tracks to see if we can counter it. But there was no tracks or anything, and there was no way I was going to walk all the way down in there and looking for tracks and everything. It was like at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, and I didn't quite feel that good anyway because of they finally found out that I have issues with my gallbladder. So I can't wait, man, to get that out because I'm going to be so much happier. I hope so. But, the grayish, it was gray and had black. The arms looked like they were black, and the rest of it looked grayish white maybe. And in the high beams of the vehicle, it was like that. So there's no, I don't know. It could be many different. It could be many different things that makes them have different colors. I don't know. It's something that is interesting indeed, for sure. But I don't know. So many people have seen them white, black, gray, red, and so many different colors. But do I believe that they're all from the same species? Well, just like humans, there is the Orientals, there's the Italians, there's the Mexicans, there's all kinds of different kinds of breeds within us, but we're all the same. And I believe in that kind of same sense, Bigfoot is in that same category. And so many people down south, they call them several different things, and out west they call them several different things, all the way from skunk ape to the booger man to all kinds of different screamers, whatever, they call them several different things, but I believe that they're all the same species connected into one. Now, do they have rivals? I believe that they do have rivals, and how they fight is something that I don't quite frankly don't ever want to see and ever want to experience myself. But I don't know how they do all that stuff, and I don't know how they do all that. But I do know that they throw rocks, and they do not throw them as a direct threat towards you unless it is a Bigfoot that is territorial and it has a bad mood or it has a deformality or it's sick or something, then the aggression could get more, aggressive. But I don't believe that they're characterized as that. Just like as humans, there's so many people that have different mindsets and traits. Nobody's the same. Okay, nobody's the same as a human. I truly believe that they do get aggressive, and they do have aggressive behaviors. Only believe, like I said, only in I don't know. The only thing, like I said, the only thing that I've experienced is rocks getting thrown towards us, not at us, and also trees getting like thrown towards us, not at us. Yes, a whole tree, or not a whole tree, but a huge tree stump, about 5.5 feet, or I don't know, I would not 5.5. It was maybe about 2 feet, 3 feet, and it got thrown towards my wife, and that happened 2 years ago. That was in the Allegheny State Park. We got a report that there was an aggressive Sasquatch or something up there on the trails, so we went and found out ourselves, and it was a very interesting experience. So, anyways, folks, I truly don't believe that there's anything to worry about in the woods with Bigfoot. I believe you should be more worried about. I always say ticks, because those things, they can really mess you up. And I don't think that there's anything. That's why I love Bigfoot, because I have an open minded to it all. And when we get activity, I get excited. It just stokes me up. It jacks me up. So, anyways, where are we at here? Let's see. Anybody say anything in the comments? Yes, you can comment. If anybody wants to comment, they can comment everything they want. But it says there's only one person watching. Alrighty. Alrighty. I'm just gonna post this up. Alright. 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 I posted it a couple times up. So, anyways, allergies. Oh, allergies. All right, I'm watching this live. Just make sure the feed is good. Yeah, the feed is good. So this is what I want to say, folks. Since we're talking a little bit about Bigfoot and everything else like that, but one of the things that I enjoy about going to look for Bigfoot is the beauty. The beauty and the awesomeness of being out in the woods and wilderness and just walking and that's one of the things that I really love about going and looking for Bigfoot. I really enjoy it. The things that you see, the things that you hear, and it's not all Bigfoot, but if we do see one and we do experience one, then so be it. But until then, we still enjoy everybody being there, and we enjoy the outdoors as well. So after the talking a little bit about Bigfoot here, the tracks. Oh yeah, the tracks. It was really rough not going out doing Bigfoot or going out looking for Bigfoot. during this winter, and being confined and not being able to do anything because of not feeling well. Um, Today is one of my better days, that's for sure. Um, but I remember last winter we went the whole complete winter. We were only going to do like 2 weeks, and then we decided to do the whole thing. And I remember most of the activity that we gotten was coyotes, and when the wind would blow, we thought there was tree knocks, but it was the wind was cracking and snapping the frozen branches and trees, which sounded like a tree knock. We didn't see any tracks. We didn't, but we did get some activity, but it wasn't definitive, 100% definitive exactly. It was Bigfoot and stuff. So it's a loss, but it's not a loss. I remember a droney down in Droney Road there, um, near Lewis, around Pennsylvania. We got literally, it looked like it was, I would say it was about maybe a 10-inch footprint, and it was frozen in the it looked like it was hot, like a hot, footprint going into the ice by the railroad tracks, and then it was heading that way. And I remember getting that and experiencing the activity we had there in the winter, but it looked like it was maybe just traveling through. And see, that's another thing. In the winter, they don't, the Bigfoots do not stay where there's no, of course, they're not going to stay where there's no shelter, food, and water. So they're going to move on to other areas. But there's always territorial ones, or ones that stay behind and will stay and forage, off the land, or protect it, from other Bigfoots or whatever. Um, but I truly believe that when there's storms brewing up, and there's storms coming in within the country, and I believe that the Bigfoots go on the outskirts of the storms, or they hang out where they're at and go into caves and whatever. But I believe that most of them actually will disperse and actually go to areas that are not um, bad, they'll go to areas that there's good food sources, and there's good um, shelter, and everything else like that. So basically, if there's a big storm in Pennsylvania, the Bigfoots, most of them would be going in other areas away from that. They wouldn't stick around unless they hibernate, and they don't hibernate. I truly believe they don't hibernate. They just move on, or they hang out into protective areas until the storm blows over, should I say. So, you know, that's what I understand, and I think about that's what they do and everything else. Also, I truly believe, that Bigfoot also has a connection with the dead, like when people pass on and stuff in the cemeteries, and I believe that there's always a Bigfoot that is around of the cemeteries and stuff. And I don't really know the major um, idea of all of that, you know what I mean? But I think it's more like as of like a median, like people that can almost like communicate with the dead or the spirit world or whatever. I believe that truthfully, that Bigfoot does have a connection with the spirit world, but it's not as the connection like, it could sit there and talk to um, angels or demons or anything else like that. I just believe that it has a sensitivity that it can um, relate to what happened. And I just truly believe that they protect more of that kind of respect. Maybe it's more of a respect thing, but I don't believe that they have a you know a like they can summon the dead or anything. I just believe that there's a spiritual sense to them that relates in more a respect kind of thing. And I've also believed that they can do telepathy. They can read minds and stuff, and it's all due to the extra sensitivity. I believe that Bigfoot's originated, how they originated, whatever, and how they were all worked at, or not worked. What am I talking about? I truly believe that they are extra sensitive creatures, and they have the ability to actually communicate with others through mind and also through sound. So basically, infrasound, they can communicate just like dolphins and other porpoises and tigers can use infrasound also as a defense and to attack the prey. And also, the communication is telepathy also, and the reason and how they got this ability is unknown. Just like Bigfoot himself is unknown, but I don't know. I just truly believe that they have the abilities to do those things, but I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting to think and how they got the abilities. One way I believe is, they're wood monsters, or they're communicated, or they're not communicated, but they're together. They're connected together in the woods, in the wildernesses and stuff. And when you go in the wilderness, most of the things that you hear, see, and stuff is very wild, basically, and quiet and very unique. And just like a little bird can communicate with another bird, even them just being, certain statures, like a bird can do one certain weird thing with its wing or something like that, and then all the other birds fly away, and it's just like that connection. That's the same connection that Bigfoot has, and it's amped up. It's like amped up. It's 10 times sensitivity than we would ever imagine. 10 times. And I believe it's more of a sensitivity, that it's a sense that it uses than actual eyesight or hearing. I don't believe that the eyesight or the hearing is majorly advanced, is what people believe, because my experience of seeing Bigfoot back in 2005 was we had ghillie suits on, and it was walking across the top of the hill and then back down, and we were shooting at targets, doing paintballs, and it came right out in front of us, and it was the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I thought to myself, okay, how can something like this live here right now, right here, right now, right in front of me, and I wanted to run, and everything. So my cousin stood up and we went the other way, and we heard it moving around us though, and we went the opposite direction. But it never could find us. Once I think when we went down, we laid down on the ground, we started crawling to shoot the other target, and I don't think it could detect us and see us and smell us or anything, and if it had the abilities to massively see us and massively hear us, And if it had those abilities, we would have been compromised. They would have never done that. And so I think basically it was going on instinct, and its instinct was definitely wrong, and we compromised it. But the telepathy thing, I mean, if the telepathy, I think the telepathy, the only way the telepathy is there is once it knows you're there and it wants to communicate. I don't believe, truthfully, I do not believe that the telepathy is on its high agenda, meaning that it can sense that you are there. It knows that you're there, and it's going to communicate, or it's going to, stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I really don't. The reason why I'm bringing up the telepathy, the reason why I'm bringing up all these is because this is what other people have experienced. Tons and tons of other people have, or thousands and thousands of other people have experienced the telepathy. A lot of people have experienced the infrasound, and a lot of people have experienced several other things. And what we do in our organization is, in our research team, is we try to debunk that. And we take what other people are going through and what they're experiencing, and then we try ourselves to get the information for ourselves. I don't go about on everybody else's intuition. Some things I do, and I lean towards caution when somebody has something really generally really good to talk about, or something like that about Bigfoot. I will listen, but I will experience it myself. I want to experience it myself, so that's what I do. And relevantly interesting indeed. So this is what we're going to do, folks. If anybody is interested in going with us on an expedition here in Pennsylvania, here up into the northeastern Pennsylvania, in Bradford, Pennsylvania, in McKean County, please, give me a shout out and a ringtone, whatever you want to do. We're all linked up to Facebook. You can check us out on Facebook. And you can also check us out. We have a website, but the website is dormant right now. It's not being used or anything. Our main place to communicate with us and to connect to us is Facebook. And also, you can check us out on Roku. We have a site through Cryptovania, so you would have to go type in Cryptovania on Roku, on your Roku device, video device, and say, oh, there's Cryptovania. Type in Cryptovania, go into Cryptovania. There's a lot of different apps there, and you can look us up, and we're there, and Cat in the Hat, and watch our recent videos and comment on them and whatnot. Or you can watch us here on Facebook and YouTube. So we're going to be doing updates and everything, probably going to be starting in April. I think April, we're going to be firing up with our new videos. We're going to get videos. We're going to go on expeditions, start doing expeditions. And there is another series I want to start doing, which is basically, it's not going to be called Looking for Bigfoot or anything else like that, but Evidence of Bigfoot is going to be the name of the series that we're going to be doing. It's and what it does is I can go by myself, or I can go by myself, or I can go with others. And what we do is we look for evidence, and we're by ourselves, whatever. Like I said, we characterize any evidence, and we put it together, collage it together, and then we go on an expedition. I get a hold of the team, and then we go out there on the expedition itself. Now, what's cool about this Evidence of Bigfoot is this. As I'm going, it's going to be like classroom, as I'm going, I'm going to be explaining things I'm seeing and hearing and everything, and I'm going to break it down for people to understand. And because so many people think that everything is Bigfoot, well, we're gonna break things down so it's more understandable. And if we do come into evidence of Bigfoot, then that is going to be a hit strike. It's going to be awesome. But if not, it's still an experience for people that I want to share to them. And you can let me know of your experiences as well. Along with that, you can chat with me or anything else like that. Now, not every time we're going to be live. We're not going to be live all the time. Most of the areas that I go in don't have internet connection or Wi-Fi or anything, or data. It doesn't even have data signals. So I will do the video and everything else out there, and then I would come over here on my computer and set it up and download all the video material and everything, put it together, and then pop it up on YouTube for everybody to see. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Again, if you want to communicate with me, if you want to hook up with us, please send me I have connections right on our Facebook. You can call me, you can, text me, you can email me, you can communicate me with any way, messenger, whatever. So Facebook is the main key place where you can communicate with us. So I think that is it, folks, and keep it squatchy. And hopefully, I answered many different questions for people out there that are looking for Bigfoot, or you're just skeptic of it and you want to learn more about it and stuff. I hope I answered a lot of things out there. But remember, keep it squatchy. Stay safe out there, and don't assume everything is Bigfoot. Okay, don't assume it, because once you get into that category, then it's like everything is Bigfoot. So what you want to do is you want to break it down a little bit and use some common sense. Could it really seriously be Bigfoot? Just ask yourself that, and look into it. Even if there's a tree bent over and you got to stand there and you have to analyze the tree. How did it get, you know what I mean? Even if it takes that, and you could always send the material to me, though. You can always just send the material through Facebook, and even the guys over Cryptovania, those guys are really amazing. Those guys, Tommy Cooper and everything, but you can do that as well. And I will do my best to break it down and to make sense out of it. So, folks, this is Jason Colley, and again, keep it squatchy. Stay safe out there. Later, Gator, and we'll see you in the spring.
Woo!